I'm going to show you visual proof of a current ongoing genocide. Okay, everybody. Now, just so you know, I'm not going to be showing dead bodies in this episode, but I am going to be clarifying for all of my detractors out there, my generally Turkish, Azeri, and Turk and Azeri sympathizer detractors that say that by throwing around this word genocide, I don't understand what it means. But I will clarify for you what it means here in a minute. We'll go through the definition of genocide. But first, I want to show you this video that I just stumbled across today, and it's a visual time scale. Basically, it shows the genocide in Nagorno-Karabakh ticking down the days. You can't see the days tick down, but I'll show you what I mean. And I don't know why this video starts with the flag of Azerbaijan, the Azerbaijan flag, but I'll kind of talk through it. There's no sound on this. I'm just showing you the corner of it. So it just explains that this war was going on, and then we get to the video where all right. So watch this area down here. Watch the blue takes over the red, and the days are ticking down. This is in mid-October now. The fighting goes on. Azerbaijan is gaining territory from Armenia, eating away at it. This is a genocide taking place. Watch it happen. People are dying, combatants and civilians. And there it is. So all this blue here is the erasure of Armenians, of Armenia, of traditional historic Armenian territory. So in the past, since September 27th, we've witnessed a genocide take place, a continuation of an ongoing genocide. I want to rewind in history a little bit and go back. All right, here is a map of, you see the red outlines here appear internationally recognized borders. So this is a map showing current day. So this is Turkey, this red outline from over here northwest of Istanbul all the way over to where Armenia starts. Then you have modern day Armenia. Then you have Azerbaijan. Down here is Iran, Iraq, Syria, Georgia, north, and then Russia up higher. The pink and green outlined area over here, well, it says the yellow up here in the left corner, Armenia today, and the red, which is the pink, not the outline, but the pink shaded in area, which includes the green, is land being claimed by the Armenian lobby. It's a typo here. It says Armenian, but it's Armenian, the Armenian lobby. And this is actually land that a lot of it was included in the Treaty of Sevres, that was never ratified. But after World War I, Armenia should have gotten a good bulk of this land. And let me look at the map over here. So what you see here is that there's the green outline and the red outline. And historically at different times, and here's the timeline, all of this was Armenia at different times in history. Today it's this purple outline right here. But going back to this map, you can see that all of this territory at one point was Armenia. What's in green here is land offered to Armenians by James Bryce in 1878. All right, so as you can see, modern day Armenia is tiny. It's like 1/10 of this territory. And this is about what was actually offered in the Treaty of Sevres as well. Who the heck is James Bryce? I'll just read a quote from him. Speaking roughly, one may say that Armenia, extends from Trebizond on the Black Sea, it's right here, to Tabriz in Persia. Where is that? I found it. Tabriz. And from Delijan in the northeast, which is by Lake Savan up here, you don't really see it on this map, to near Diyarbakir, which is right here. And this would give it an Armenian state about 350 miles in length by 250 miles in breadth. James Bryce. Who's James Bryce? I looked him up. He's just he was the British ambassador to the United States. Won't go into the history of all that, but it is to say that all of this territory historically has been recognized even by the international community as Armenian, as Armenia's homeland, as their territory, as the place that should have always been a country, a nation called Armenia. Look at it today. It's Turkey. So that map of the disappearing Armenian territory in this current conflict is reflected historically in these two maps that I just showed you. This was Armenia, and this is what always should have been Armenia, and this is what Armenia is today, a tiny little fraction of what it's supposed to be, and it's continuing. This region is disappearing. Azerbaijan and Turkey do not intend to stop at the borders of Armenia. They want to eliminate Nagorno-Karabakh entirely and eventually Armenia if they have their way. Genocide. What is genocide? Genocide is not just killing. All of you detractors of mine, you use that word genocide. What about our people who were killed, blah, blah, blah. Genocide is not just the killing of people. Let's go to the United Nations definition. So here it is, UN.org, genocide, talks about the background, talks about Raphael Lemkin coining the term. I want to get down to elements of the crime. The Genocide Convention established in Article 1 that the crime of genocide may take place in the context of an armed conflict, international or non-international, but also in the context of a peaceful situation. The latter is less common, but still possible. The same article establishes the obligation of the contracting parties to prevent and to punish the crime of genocide. Okay, I repeatedly cite the destruction of religious holy sites, ancient cultural milestones and landmarks as being destroyed by the Azerbaijanis and by the Turks. The sacred sites of Armenia. That's not just hooliganism. It's a concerted effort to erase a culture. The popular understanding of what constitutes genocide tends to be broader than the context of the norm under international law. Article 2 of the Genocide Convention contains a narrow definition of the crime of genocide, which includes two main elements. I will read the second first and then go to the first. Number 2, a physical element, which includes the following 5 acts enumerated exhaustively. Killing members of the group. That's what everybody thinks is genocide. Yes, it's included in the definition of genocide. Causing serious bodily or mental harm to members of the group. That is considered genocide when you're targeting a group. It's not just the killing, it's the injuring and causing mental anguish. Deliberately inflicting on the group conditions of life calculated to bring about its physical destruction in whole or in part. In other words, removing them from their land, taking everything away from them. Inflicting on the group conditions of life calculated to bring about its physical destruction in whole or in part. Imposing measures intended to prevent births within the group. This is something happening in China. They're forcing sterilization of ethnic minorities. Forcibly transferring children of the group to another group. And this kind of undermines the whole notion of genocide. There's a whole lot of Turks with Armenian blood. They've transferred children in 1915 to 1923. The young girls of the Armenians that they massacred have now become their grandmothers and great-grandmothers, so they have Armenian blood. Now, I want to finish with this, a mental state, the intent to destroy, in whole or in part, a national, ethnical, racial, or religious group as such. The mental element of genocide is the intent. It's what's happening right now, the intent to wipe out in whole or in part. End of discussion. It is a genocide. Share this video, the definition of genocide.